Hello and welcome back to another video in our Rubank Elementary book series for the tuba. This series is for young tuba players, new tuba players, or anybody who just wants to get better in their fundamentals on the tuba. Today we are on page 12, lesson 10, and we're still talking about eighth notes. Now, the one thing that I want to drive home in this lesson is confident fingers. There are so many times I see students, they have slow fingers, and if you have your fingers stuck between a note and it's not all the way up or all the way down, it's not gonna have a good sound. Picture another instrument in your head like a trumpet. The trumpet has very small valves. Now I'm playing what's called a rotary valve tuba, so the valves look like this, where it's a little bit less room, maybe you could think of it like that. But if you have something like a piston valve tuba, your stem is a lot longer than what a trumpet stem is. So when a trumpet player is playing fast, maybe they don't have to be so conscious about their fingers because there's less room for them to go. But in our case with the tuba, we have a lot of space to deal with no matter what, both in size of the instrument with our air support and everything, but also just in the valves. To show you an example of what I mean when the valve isn't all the way down or all the way up, all of my valves will be at halfway and it sounds like this. So obviously that's not the sound that we're looking for with the tuba. If you're stuck playing a little bit faster, we're introducing eighth notes, and you're not going all the way down, you're not gonna have the note that you're looking for. You're probably not gonna have a very good sound at all. And that's a big problem with a lot of younger instruments. They're just not using their fingers confidently enough. There's a lot of different techniques to overcome this. My biggest complaint for young tuba players who have slow fingers is you'll notice when they're playing their instrument, they have the habit of lifting their fingers as they're playing. So if I'm playing this note, all my other fingers are up. And then when I'm switching, they have to go all the way from being up to being down. And that takes way more time than necessary. So the biggest tip that I can give you with confident fingers is keep them on the keys. I'm constantly getting onto kids for that. And it's something that will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort if you go ahead and break that habit now. Because while we might not be going so fast right now that it affects you at all, we will be going faster, and you don't want to not have that habit built up to where it's right on the keys 100% of the time. And then another way to practice is just with my recording or on your own, turn on a metronome and just confidently press down. Make sure you're completely down on the valve every single time. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. You really want to make sure that everything you're doing, you're slotting it in at the perfect time. That's all the way down. This is all the way up. That's all the way down. And that is how you have confident fingers on the tuba. If you start now with these beginner eighth notes, thinking about confident tuba playing at this slower tempo, as you move forward, you will see a difference in what you've done as you've worked on these basics, as opposed to somebody else who might not have had this experience. All that being said, we are going to get into the recording part of this. We will be going 80 beats per minute and really focus on having confident fingers. Also, something that I need to note, and I haven't noted in previous videos, but I will continue to do so moving forward, I am playing on a C tuba. So whatever you're looking at me, if there's a video that you see my fingers, do not trust those fingerings. This is pitched in a different way. Open is C, your open is probably B flat. So don't trust my fingers. Trust that you know your correct fingers, or pull up a fingering chart if you need help with that. For number 5, I know it's long tones and stuff, and these are great to do slow, but for the sake of this recording and everything, we are going to do it at 100 beats per minute. I think that's more attainable at the level that we're at right now, rather than 80 beats per minute. Alright, and that's pretty much all I have for this video. Just make sure that as you're working on this, you're working it up to your level. Don't go too fast. If you can't do 80 beats per minute, that's not a big deal. Just try your best to work up to where you can play this page at 80 beats per minute. I think that's a pretty attainable goal for a lot of people to make a lot of progress with the confident fingers concept. Now, these videos are great, but they don't replace one-on-one private lessons. Check the description down below for more information on taking a private lesson with me. If you're not in my area, online lessons are a completely viable thing to do, especially at this level. There's a lot of specific one-on-one things that we can kind of dive into and make a ton of progress even in just a couple short online lessons. That's all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching Go Make Life Musical, and I'll see you in the next one.